Hi Year 7, hope you're all well. We're back. We're looking at the work of portraiture, specifically Chuck Close. So before, where we left it off is that we want to fold it so there's no spoilers. We did a grid reference of our own faces. Can't quite match it up. We did a grid work of our own faces in order to copy that directly onto a drawing. And this is how Chuck Close approaches his artworks, and this allows him to look at just one square at a time and get those specific details in and moving across and moving across. This way he gets those hyper-realistic artworks. As we know, Chuck Close is an American painter who makes massive scale portraits. He uses hyperrealism to create his artworks. Hyperrealism, remember, this is photorealistic, just like whenever we looked really up close at the eyes and the nose and the lips and the whole face, we were making hyper-realistic artworks. However, in 1988, Close suffered from a seizure which left him paralysed. After a lot of physiotherapy, he regained slight movement in his arms and continued to paint with a brush strapped to his wrist. This resulted in his new paintings, which still followed his desire for hyperrealism and massive scale. However, they are more abstracted due to his limited mobility. Abstract. This means not representing reality. So we have hyperrealistic, really representing reality, or abstract, not representing reality at all. Because of his new condition, Close's work kind of was a hybrid between the two. A lot of people have called it low resolution and compared it with the pixelated computer screen. From a distance, Close's images appear to be realistic portraitures. However, when you get up close, they are in reality a collection of colour and shapes. We're going to take his really interesting ways of using shapes and colours and put it into our own work. So we did that grid reference, we copied our image across, so we've all got a beautiful portrait of ourselves. We also then looked at how he uses shapes and what kind of shapes he uses and put them onto our face. So what we're going to end up with is something that looks a little bit like this. Which has our face drawn out with beautiful abstract shapes on it. And what we're going to look at today is adding stuff onto those abstract shapes. So in terms of what you're going to use to do this, that is up to you. I am going to use oil pastels, as I adore oil pastels. They're like big, thick, chunky, deluxe crayons. There's much more colour in them than crayons, and they're more waxy than crayons, and they're really, really fun to blend and to layer. So I'm going to use my oil pastels. However, you're welcome to use whatever you have around you with bright, vivid colours. This could be colouring pencils. This could be crayons, just regular crayons. This could be felt tips, whatever you want to use. The colours we are going to use are analogous, cool and warm. Take a pause. What does analogous mean? If you can't remember, give it a quick Google, look through your book, because you're going to need to know this. Analogous colours, cool colours. Ooh, think of whenever you're cold, what colours come to your mind? Blues, greens, icy colours. And we also want to use warm colours. Think of yourself on the beach this weekend down at Lyme. It was absolutely gorgeous. Think of what colours come to your mind. Very warm, red, oranges, peaches even. Very warm colours. So we've got our analogous cool and our analogous warm. How I approached mine is that I wanted my face to be the warm colours and the background to be the cool colours. You might want to switch this and have your face be the cool colours and the background the warm colours. That is completely up to you. But what you're going to do is take it one step at a time and fill in your shapes. Don't focus on your face. Focus on the shapes and the lines within your square. You want to colour each of your shapes in a different colour. Make sure you keep within your warm or cool colour palette. So for example, my face, I'm keeping in yellows, oranges and reds with a bit of peach here and there. For my background, I'm going to keep it to the cool palette. So this would be greens, blues and maybe just a little hint of purple. Make sure you follow your lines and shapes, but don't feel restricted by them. Notice that I'm a little bit messy and random. Embrace this. At the start, I was really prescriptive, really focused on getting them nice and neat. However, As I went along, I started to become more fluid and relaxed and experiment and just grab the colours as I felt like it. Embrace the randomness of this and embrace how abstract and weird you can make this. And you're going to end up with this really psychedelic Chuck Close inspired face. I'm trying to line mine up and I'm not very good at it. Close up, random splotchy squidgels. You can kind of see some details here, but if you go even closer, it just looks like weird, strange colours. As we go further back, we start to see the face come in. This is playing with shape, with line, with colour, so that we can create this kind of abstract portrait. Whilst you're doing this, consider tone. So around the corners of mine, I got a nice bit of dark reds and oranges, and as we got to the middle, I got more lighter. So think about these kinds of things. I used a bit of black just to give my eyes a bit more, and just around my glasses I used a bit of the blue because I wanted to use those cool blues and purples. Around my nose I got the ball of the nose. Remember our realistic features. We now know what each of these features look like. Use that knowledge even though we're abstracting it. My eyebrows I decided to make cold, and my teeth I give just a little bit of peach